Hello everybody, welcome back to the Dugout Football Channel, where it's time for match week 25 of the 21-22 Bundesliga season. And now let's have a quick look on how everyone did in match week 24. I got 4 out of 9. Very interesting week, it has to be said. The Hat did very well, 5 out of 9. So if you unfortunately, like me, if you were beaten by the Hat, then you got lower than 4. So I got 4, the Hat got 5, Shane O'Donnell got 5, and then there was 2 people on 6, Sean Brennan and Ballum, both getting 6 out of 9. So very well done to you both. And we will go on to the first game, which is Arminia Bielefeld against FC Augsburg. Arminia Bielefeld losing by 3-0 against Bayer Leverkusen. Augsburg getting a very important 1-1 draw with Borussia Dortmund. Saren Renbazi getting the goal for Augsburg after Thorgan Hazard put Dortmund 1-0 in front. This is a huge game in terms of obviously relegation, etc. Because Augsburg have kind of pulled themselves away ever so slightly now, because that result for them has taken them above Hertha Berlin into that relegation playoff spot. So big game, this one. And it's a huge game for me as well, because Bielefeld are sort of there or thereabouts. You know, they are languishing just above that relegation playoff spot. And it changes every week. It does change every week. But I just think Bielefeld at home, Augsburg away. Augsburg aren't the greatest away, but Bielefeld at home, I'm going to give them a 2-0 victory. I think Bielefeld will win this one pretty comfortably, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory to the to Bielefeld in this one. And now we have one of the biggest games of the weekend by far. Bayern Munich against Bayer Leverkusen. Bayer Leverkusen a 3-0 victory over Arminia Bielefeld. Bayern Munich getting a 1-0 victory away at Eintracht Frankfurt. Thank you to Leroy Sané. A very good finish for him. Quite simple, really. This is a really huge game because Bayern Munich are now 8 points clear of Borussia Dortmund. And Leverkusen are sitting very comfortable in third spot as well, but it's getting very tight now between, third place and sixth place as well. So, a loss between now and then could be very important for sure. Look, Bayern Munich have been unpredictable recently. They have 5 wins and a defeat in the last 5. 6, I should say. And the same is with Leverkusen, 5 wins and a defeat in their last 5. So it's very important stuff, this game as well. I'm going to be straight open about it. I think this is going to be one hell of a game. I'm really disappointed it's not on TV. I think this would have been one of the games to watch for sure. I'm going to go for a very high scoring game. I think this is going to be goals. Bayer Leverkusen score a lot. Bayern Munich do score a lot, but they concede a lot as well. I'm going to go for a 3-3 classic. I think we're going to have a very good 3-3 draw between Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen. I just think it'll be an absolute cracker between the sides. So I am going to go for a 3-3 draw between Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen. And that's a massive game in terms of top 4 aspirations and obviously qualifying for the Champions League. Of course. And now we have VfL Bochum against Greuther Fürth. Bochum did get a 1-0 defeat to Leipzig. Greuther Fürth, fair play to them. They're still trying to, catch the teams that are above them at the moment. But it's still getting very difficult for them. Anyway, but a 1-1 draw with Cologne, which was very good for them after obviously going a goal behind. Griesbeck got the equaliser for Greuther Fürth as well. To be fair, Greuther Fürth are doing all right. They are doing all right. I know they're still bottom at the moment, but this is the thing for me. is that if Bochum managed to... Bochum have had a very good season. Like let's just say that. Bochum are 11th at the moment. I don't think they're going to be dragged into any relegation trouble. I mean, Greuther Fürth just need to keep winning. They just need to keep winning and just hope that teams above them just keep dropping points as well. It is looking ever so slightly that, with about 9 games to go, it is looking quite bleak for them. But, I do think that it is going to be a really interesting game. I'm going to go for Bochum to draw this one. I'm going to go for Greuther Fürth to get a 1-1 draw in this one. I just think that it's going to be a very interesting game. But I do think that Greuther Fürth are going to get another draw to just ever so slightly get themselves closer to that magic margin that they need to get out of it. 23 points is the margin they need to get. They're 9 points behind now. So 3 wins in a row will take them to that target. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw to get them closer to that target. And now Hertha Berlin against Eintracht Frankfurt. Hertha Berlin have fallen into that playoff spot. Very, very disappointing. Eintracht Frankfurt, likewise, they lost 1-0 to Bayern Munich as well. But Hertha Berlin, bang in trouble now. Absolutely bang in trouble. 3-0 defeat against Freiburg. Very disappointing, you have to say. To be fair to Frankfurt, they did actually have enough chances to actually get to actually get a draw against Bayern Munich, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't enough, unfortunately. But I think looking at this game, I think Hertha are bang in trouble for me. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Eintracht Frankfurt. I think Frankfurt will be way too strong as well. Reigniting their chance of potentially finishing in that top 2 are RB Leipzig. And they play SC Freiburg. Leipzig getting a 1-0 victory against Bochum. Very, very important win. It doesn't matter how you win. Domenico Tedesco has done very, very well with Leipzig since coming in. Freiburg 3-0 win over Hertha Berlin, which sort of gets them back into the top 4 race as well. 4th against 5th, going to be a very, very interesting game. I'm just going to say Leipzig just to pip this one. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to RB Leipzig. And then we have Wolfsburg against Union Berlin. Let's have a wee look, shall we? Let me just say that. So, yes, Wolfsburg did get a 2-2 draw with Mönchengladbach, and Union Berlin won 3-1 against Mainz. So good weekends for these two. Anyway, Wolfsburg, I think they're probably now going kind of out of trouble, you'd have to say. And Union Berlin are having a good season again. That they definitely want to try and get. European football. That would be the main option as well. I think this is going to be a very, very good game. I think it's going to be a very high scoring game as well. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw between Wolfsburg and Union Berlin. And now we have VfB Stuttgart against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Mönchengladbach got a 2-2 draw with Wolfsburg in the last game. Stuttgart did... Let's see how Stuttgart lost 2-1 to Hoffenheim. So disappointing defeat for Stuttgart. But the one thing I will say, though, is that Mönchengladbach are picking up a few draws there or thereabouts. That was a good draw against Wolfsburg, because they were 1-0 down for a long time in that game, and then obviously went to 1-1 and then obviously 2-1, and then Wolfsburg did equalise in the last very few minutes as well. But Stuttgart need points from somewhere. I don't see where the next points are coming from, to be honest with you. I really don't. Maybe it's a good time to play Mönchengladbach. But I just think Mönchengladbach will get the win, and I'm going to go for a 1-0 win to Mönchengladbach, which would move them on to 30 points. And that could be absolutely crucial at the end of the day. And Yeah, and then they're not too far off, the top six either. But it's all about winning the first game. I'm going to go for them to win by 1-0. And now we have Mainz, who are sitting in 9th place, versus Borussia Dortmund sitting in 2nd. But Dortmund. 1-1 with Augsburg. This is why you're not going to challenge for the league. Is quite plain and simple. You're too inconsistent. Absolutely inconsistent as well. Mainz, to be fair, they lost by 3-1 against Union Berlin. But Dortmund away at Mainz, it's a very tricky place to call for any team anyway. But I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to Dortmund. I think Dortmund will be too strong for Mainz in that one. And the final game is FC Köln against Hoffenheim. FC Köln did get a 1-1 draw. They did get a 1-1 draw, didn't they? They did get a 1-1 draw, if I seem to remember. FC Köln got a 1-1 draw with Greuther Furth. Hoffenheim did win by 2-1 against Stuttgart. Can't separate these two because they're pretty much close in the table between the two. Hoffenheim are 6th, Cologne are 8th as well. Hoffenheim 4 points clear of Cologne as we speak as well. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. So, my predictions are Arminia Bielefeld 2, FC Augsburg 0, Bayern Munich 3, Bayer Leverkusen 3, Bochum 1, Gruether 1, Hertha Berlin 0, Eintracht Frankfurt 2, RB Leipzig 2, Freiburg 1, Wolfsburg 2, Union Berlin 2, Stuttgart 0, Borussia Mönchengladbach 1, Mainz 1, Dortmund 3, and FC Köln 1, Hoffenheim 1. So it is the time of the hat to see what he will be predicting this week. So let's see. Just checking that the 3 bits of paper are in there. Yes, they are indeed. So we will go for the first game. Arminia Bielefeld against FC Augsburg. Give the hat a bit of a shake. And we'll begin. What does the hat think for this one? Away win to Augsburg. That could be very interesting indeed. Watch the space, says the hat. And now the biggest game of the weekend for me is Bayern Munich against Bayer Leverkusen. What does the hat think for this one? Draw. I think that's probably going to be happening there. So let's go for a different pen there. A draw for them. VfL Bochum against Greuther Fürth. Home win. Yeah, Bochum going well. Bochum are going very, very well actually. So a home win to Bochum. Hertha Berlin against Eintracht Frankfurt. What's the hat think? A draw. Hertha Berlin definitely need points now because they have fallen into that. They've definitely fallen into that relegation zone, relegation playoff spot, I should say. Leipzig against Freiburg. Home win. Yeah, I think that could definitely be a home win. Freiburg are going very, very well though. Of course, only 4 points behind Leipzig. So very, very interesting. Wolfsburg against Union Berlin. Away win for Union Berlin. Stuttgart against Borussia Mönchengladbach. What does the hat think? A draw for a draw for that one. Mainz against Borussia Dortmund. Oh, home win to Mainz. Interesting indeed. And finally, we have FC Köln against Hoffenheim. What does the hat think? Another draw there as well. So the hat thinks that there will be an away win for Augsburg at Bielefeld, a draw between Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen, home win for Bochum against Greuther Fürth, a draw between Hertha Berlin and Eintracht Frankfurt, home win for Leipzig against Freiburg, an away win for Union Berlin at Wolfsburg, draw between Stuttgart and Borussia Mönchengladbach, home win for Mainz against Dortmund, and a draw between FC Köln and Hoffenheim. That's what I think. That's what the hand thinks. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. We are getting into the very, very nitty gritty of the Bundesliga. Should be very, very interesting. Until then, it's goodbye from me. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss.